Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Unleashed podcast. I'm excited about today's guest. Listen, I'm always excited about all my guests, but I'm especially excited about today's guest. He is Nollywood giant, the pillars, one of the Nollywood giants, the pillars, the builders. They transform Nollywood. He made you want to watch every movie he is in. He's the epitome of lover boy, especially, but he's also very good at rebels, complex roles. They bring joy to us. They gave Nigeria and Africa a different narrative. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll give you Emeka, the one and only, the legend, Emeka Ike. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, D.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm fine.
Great. I am so excited. Thank you for coming to the show to share your journey for the audience to know you. I'm going to begin first of all. A lot of people think you just dove into acting. I just wanted to for you to give a bit of background, your educational background because you are very educated like every other many of you in Nollywood before we then go into what made you go into Nollywood. So tell us about your educational background, please, for the audience to know.
Yeah, Emeka Ike was born in Lagos, and in Lagos, I attended Ansarudin Primary School, and then after which I went to the what they call Jaconde schools then at Ejigbo Community High School, Jaconde School. And after which I went to Gobi College. I did my A levels, and after that I went to Yaba Tech. I did my OND in mechanical engineering. I qualified and I went for my higher national diploma in mechanical engineering. I also have done some courses here and there, German course, leadership course, and a lot of master courses like that.
So you are a Lagosian,
Yes, I'm a Lagosian, city boy.
but of course from Imo State, right?
Yes, Imo State. More for you. Yeah.
Great. So you've heard him. He's a mechanical engineer by profession. So how did you pivot? What made you to leave that? Because it's such a lucrative area to go into Nollywood. Not that we, I think we would have been sad if we didn't get to see you in Nollywood. But I just wanted to, I want the audience to know what made you to leave that and pivot into acting.
Yeah, well, I didn't leave my study. I only found out that it couldn't pay my bills. Okay, when I left engineering, when I left school, I tried to get a job. It wasn't easy to get a job in, a suiting company that will absorb an engineer and pay him very well. I saw, makeshift jobs here and there, and that largely or greatly discouraged me from engineering. They took me to an office and I saw lathes, threads, I saw hammers, rammers, I saw diesel oil and all that. And I'm like, sorry, am I supposed to be here? And they said, yeah, this is your office. And I said, no, 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 no. No. So when I kept searching for what to do, I met some friends and they introduced me into theater. And that was how I got started with Deadly Affair with Dolly Onachuku, Sandra Achums, late Sam Loco, and that was the beginning of my career.
So it was just some friends you met. They were already in Nollywood and they told you to come and join them. Did you audition for any role or they just kind of took you along?
Then it wasn't Nollywood, it was just soap operas. They were just making a series for NTA.
Did you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear
The
me?
the
Can you hear me?
the audio is gone.
You can't hear me?
No, the audio is gone.
Hello, 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 hello.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
No, no. It's okay now.
You can
I
hear
can
me.
hear him. Oh, am I hearing out of that? Let me see. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, that's a lot better.
Can you hear me too?
That's why I was, yeah, that's a lot better now.
Okay.
This microphone is better. I think I'll just repeat the last question I asked. So, you said earlier that you met some friends and they took you into acting. So, were they already actors themselves or actresses?
Yeah, it was. They were actors, but not in Nollywood then. It wasn't called Nollywood then. It was just the
Mm,
movie industry. People were just making films then, and
mhm.
then just it wasn't films. It was about series, soap operas,
Right.
Mega Fortune, Checkmates, and all that ruled the year that year. So somebody invited me. Oh, you're a good actor. You look good. I mean, you have a TV face. You can do something nice. So I stepped in with him and I tried one day invitation. And the producer Charles Owemi loved my rendition, and he loved my rendition, and he was like, "Whoa, I want to see you again," and that was it. So um, I started acting in Mega Fortunes. Gradually, I started coming up. Then, boom, that shut down. The whole series
Right.
and everything shut down. There was no more much entertainment in movies and all that. Then the producers had already have they had issues with NTA, and they started making their own movies, and they sought for medium of extending their products out there, and then they made connections and were able to get some very nice deal with Nebwe, and that was it.
Mhm.
And that was it. And from there, it became something else. And that's how we got started. Then it wasn't Nollywood. Then after that, it became Nollywood. Earlier, it was just TV series session. Then we got into Nollywood. It was when we started making movies that it became viral, and they called it Nollywood. Okay.
Right. Where where your parents usually at that time, because it's so early stage, all our parents wanted us to do was education, education. African parents, but it's obviously it's changing now. Were they supportive? Were they happy to see that you were an actor?
Yeah, they were not at the beginning because
Hmm.
my parents are
Hmm.
church founders, and as
Right.
church founders, they in Assemblies of God Church, they
Hmm.
see those as frivolities. Doing those things that you do online, those things you do, they see it as frivolity. Uh,
Mm.
People were coming to tell them, "Look at your son. We see your son, 𝐸𝐸𝐸 Ike. Your son is kissing girls on TV." So they were feeling bad. My sister was feeling bad. So they called me severally, back off, back off. You're bringing shame to the family. We have a family name. So you're bringing face shame to the family and all that. So that was what it is.
Oh, anyway, we Africans, Nigerians, we're happy that you pursued acting because your peers, you guys did so much. The storytelling. Um, how did you come about that? The type of story you wanted to tell? Was it intentional?
Yes, the our stories were very organic. Our stories were very, very straight to the point. There was a lot to
Hmm.
talk about. There's a lot to talk about in Nigeria. So we decided to talk about the Nigerian things. And that's when we started seeing the culture, the Igwe, the, you know, the breaking of kola nuts. We started selling ourselves through it. So that's what it was then. And
But in your own role, where you are so known as a lover boy, in your own role, that's not what really most of us as kids didn't really grow up seeing that in our family, you know. of that lovey-dovey. It's not what you grow up seeing. How did you put now decide that as the story that you were going to focus on and that it will sell?
Yeah, we try to be real. We try to tell the natural story. We try to disabuse people misconstruing love and painting
Mm,
sentiments as love. Try to define love. Try to define what it should be to love a man, what it should be to love a woman. And in our little interpretation, we're able to make people understand that you need to give it all. And I can tell you right now that most of my fans, they cry up to me lately. They were like, "Hey, boss, you misled us." Oh. And I tell them, sorry, oh, I misled myself too. Oh. All of us chop the cake. Oh. We chop the breakfast.
because Nollywood blew up so much, the fame, was that too much to handle? Did you think he was, if we were not prepared for it? And I mean, how prepared were you?
I wasn't prepared at all. Nobody prepares
Mm-hmm.
for stardom. He just
Right,
hits you because you just keep making a role of movies, keep working, or keep
right.
making your music or whatever it is. But you just notice someday people are making reckoning with you. They are calling you. They are adapting to your songs, adapting to your music. I mean your movies and all that. So you don't know what's coming on. You don't know there are bullies online. In my time, there were no online bullies. There were people who could just come on tabloids, complain, and people, the editors will edit, and you have decent comments. So a whole lot you don't expect happens when you cross to the other side. But then the what keeps you going is the background, the man in you. Who are you? How are you able to accept stardom? Do you accept it with fear, or you feel it makes you feel like God? It now depends on what you make out of it. So I just had an upbringing that always makes me know that I must always be who I am, and that kept me away from so many things, so many things.
Yeah. Because you people have done very fantastic job. Like I say, your industry, the creative industry, the music and the movie industry has really, really taken Nigeria, Africa as a whole to a different level. Um, do you think at the moment, because you mentioned earlier that the pay wasn't as good, although we're not seeing you in a lot of movies now, um, how is the pay? Any good? What
Ah,
would you?
the pay now is good, but there are no more
Mm-hmm.
job. There are not so much jobs like there used to be then. You know, Collectively, if you put the frequent jobs we do together, it's equal and equivalent to the the new pay, because you just get to do one cinema 6 months or 3 months, but then you could make like four movies in a month. So if you put the monies together, it's not too far from each other. So the pay was okay, was helping us to move on, and wasn't the basics for getting in, because we didn't know we were going to make more money anyway. We were just having fun like children running in the rain, running around and chasing each other in the rain, and we're just having our fun. And we didn't know we already struck international reckoning. So when the money started
Mm.
coming, yeah, it's okay. We just accepted it without being blown up. Simple me.
But we haven't said that. You said that the movies are not being made often, but we now have YouTube, Netflix, Amazon, where a lot of African content, Nigerian content, have been put out. I know some people don't really like YouTube because they say it's like comparing the Asaba Wood and the, well, Nollywood. If you see what I mean, I'm trying to do comparison here. So that a lot is being, but YouTube is there. it's also giving opportunity to make money and put movies out there. Now, I'm going to leave whether quality is a different matter, but the avenue is there. Don't you agree that YouTube is done that in a way?
The YouTube is not as organized as the market we had that year. We had Marketers Association where people can come together, reason how to move products out of Nigeria, out of the state, and all that. YouTube remains an individual affair. And you make a movie, you invite me, that's your sole business. She makes a movie or he makes a movie, invite somebody, that's their sole business. For now, it's not yet properly regulated. So I really don't, I'm not counting on YouTube for now. But I know by the time they're regulated, it becomes what we used to have. But what we used to have was an organized market all over Africa. And we sell the jackets to make money. So I sell 1 million jackets in 1 week. My money goes boom. Everybody wants to work with me. You bring any job that year, nobody views it. They say, no, Emeka Ike is now in the movie. So that way we're able to put our brands on special labels and all that. And but now YouTube is a bit of it's all proprietary stuff, and until it gets organized, it's not an industry yet.
In that regard, do you have any proposal? Do you Is there anything you people are working, being that you are the forefront? Um, is there any discussion with the AGN or those that have the means and power to do anything? Is there anything in place to counter that?
I
Because
am not aware of any Congress putting up any proposals to boost YouTube to become physical, But I know someday it's going to become very valuable. It is a platform that sure should present us to the world, not just Africa. But then everything needs to be organized and properly regulated. System is what makes any climb works. Any climb that would not work without putting a system in place. So if we systemize our, our trade in YouTube properly, I'm sure it's going to be bigger than the Timota market. But for now, it's still soul driven, and plenty of us are scared to star in so many movies because plenty of these people are just doing this for the likes, and put plenty of them are not any kind of stories we want to tell in our time. Stories that touches the heart, stories that just they are telling weak stories around relationship breakup, moving on, all those things. Some might not take the script and all based on that. So it's an individual stuff. But when it becomes more organized, I think it's going to be a boom.
so that means we are not going to get Emeka Ike TV on YouTube anytime soon.
No, no, there is a Emeka Ike TV, and 2026 holds a lot for you on YouTube. Emeka
Oh,
Ike is making
okay.
a cinema movie right now, and that cinema movie could be shown on Emeka Ike TV on YouTube after it's gone around the cinemas, and then subsequently
Right.
we'll have more Emeka Ike kind of ideas coming up on the YouTube. I just don't want to make movies because my peers are making movies. Oh, everybody's making movie. Why are you not making movie? No, 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 no. See how long it's taking me before I make my own cinema movie. I have to be ready. I have to be prepared for the story.
Okay, that's good. And since your work in this life, is there any regret in terms of the roles you've taken, the challenges, any
Yeah, I
one
regret telling so
you
much. I regret telling love stories because I, even my fans are calling me out. They're telling me, "Boss, it's not the way you told us. It's not that way. The girls are not the way you wrote your scripts and stuff like that." And really, yeah, we told real love stories. That's the way it should be. But I think the system, poverty is making a lot of things unbalanced here. So love is not winning over money. So it's either money or love, and nobody's going for love. Everybody's going for money. So I think the dispensation we are in is generating a different story narrative about love. Because a hungry
what
girl don't want to fall in love when she's hungry. She wants to be paid. She wants to be taken care of, And that's why I see people like,
Well, well, I'm not going to comment on that too much because, well, let me just stick on what we're here for and leave that debate for another time.
okay.
Because, yeah, um, well, that's what I said earlier. Because the story of love that we're seeing is not what we see in our home, but we leave it at that. So, is there any story you would love to tell? Before you answer that question, I wanted to say, I mean, our own story, our African story. Is there any story you would love? And is there one, any story you would love to tell? And do you have any particular actor in mind, be it Nollywood or Hollywood?
Yeah, like I told
Um,
you that I'm making a movie right now. I want to
okay. Do you
tell
want to
the
share?
I want to tell the Boko
Mhm.
Haram story. I want to tell the
Right.
story of the unknown soldier. I want to tell the story of the soldier that dies in his resolve to sacrifice his life for his nation. Despite what's going on in politics, there are still some soldiers that die. So when I see people bully soldiers, I know it's just a number of them that are doing this thing, but I know a good number of them are really disciplined with their job. But you can pick wrong eggs here and there. So the narratives is around the wrong eggs. But I know there are soldiers who had combated militias and they have said, no, I'm not going back. I must die here. And they died there. So I don't think so,
That's
such soldiers should be, you know, thrown under the carpet by everybody like every other soldier. So I'm telling my story of the unknown soldier. And that's the story I like to tell. And what's going on with the terrorism issue in Nigeria, I love to get myself involved in what is happening in my country, what is real, what is happening, and what is stacked.
And this story, is it like a first-hand story? A view as someone, not just from what we read on newspaper? Is that like a good source? Because that's gonna be quite one controversial and very political.
It's a
So
controversial story. It's very
yeah.
political. People are going to draw so many sentiments from different angles. But my position is that I must protect those soldiers that lost their lives. I know one soldier that was firing, he was fighting in Damaturu, he was fighting, and his bullets finished. He looked around, his mates had gone. He picked their guns, joined to his cartridge, he was still fighting. And when he saw that they were all over him, he didn't know how he escaped. He dismantled his gun, put in a sack, and walked all the way from Damaturu to Jos, to Abuja. He went through the
Well, I don't
bush.
really know.
He walked through the
So what?
forest till he got to Abuja. And when people saw him, they didn't believe how he made it alive. For such people who had given their lives to protect every Nigerian from insurgency and terrorism, I think they deserve their flowers.
Well, of course it does. So he told this person, this soldier told you this story.
Yes, he's alive today, and it's not funny.
Okay.
Not just him. There are a couple of them. A couple of them. I know of my
Okay.
friend who was a lieutenant that year, so many years ago, when they were fighting the 𝐲𝐭𝐚𝐢𝐥 war. By now, he's a general, major brigadier general. And
Hmm.
last year, November, he sent me a message, and it was his son. First picture, second picture, third picture. Handsome boy, lawsuits, law schools, and suits and everything. And then the message I saw under the third picture was, "I lost my son yesterday."
Oh.
Now this guy is at Damaturu fighting. Now he can't come home because of his oath. The next message I saw was his wife's number. "Please call my wife. Console her." I was the one, that started behaving like the elder, consoling her. I had to do some financial things to make her, okay, please start doing things, start inviting guests and all that, uncles and families and all that. He couldn't do it from there. He came back in February. Do you know what? Let me shock you. He got retired. He never saw his son's burial. He never saw his son. So these are men that carry a lot of pain in their chest. They're at war zone, their kids fall sick. Some of them, their wives want to go to Dubai, like most of you out there. They want to go to, Barbados. They want to go on trips. They want to go on holiday. But they can't because they are soldiers' wives. They don't have the resources. They can't even take care of their family. They are in the forest eating what I don't know. Whatever they see. Now, I want people to begin to see police and soldiers differently. Yes, yes, I accept they are bad people. They are bad police. They are bad military men. But let's not lampoon and throw all these soldiers under the carpet. Because plenty I know go through it. And this is a huge number, huge percentage. Maybe one person has slapped someone at Osho the bus stop, and you read it all over the blog. Oh, soldier slap person today, soldier slap. But the man that did not slap someone, that was standing before a terrorist and said, kill me, but I won't let you go. You won't touch my people. Nobody remembers him. So that's the story I'm telling. And by the way,
Well, that's very
I got the army involved, and I'm using their fighter jets, their all their equipments, armor tanks, and all that. And I got sponsorship from some Nigerian company, big company, and we are going to see a very good movie very soon. A
that
crazy
I
movie.
I you know that was going to be my next question. You've answered that because I said I don't think we have seen Emeka Ike, the actor, the depth of you. All we've seen is just like you said, the lover boy and the rebel.
I do want to see
I,
him
I
again.
always I always think there is more to you as an actor,
Yeah.
you know. Like Idris Elba. I was looking at one of his movie, I've forgotten the name of the movie, the one he did about Africa, right?
Mm.
And I thought, listen, I love Idris Elba. He's a very good actor. And he embodied the accent. I've forgotten the name of that movie now. Sorry. And he was very good at it. And I thought one of the Nollywood guys could have played this movie. He had so many depths, he had character, and I would love to see you or one of the Ramsey Noah or the RMD in one of those movies that has depth because people have paid your dues.
Yeah, this
And so
also, this has
you
depth.
telling me,
This had depth
yeah, you
because
telling it does. You telling me this story now has answered my next question that you are moving into storytelling
proper
that is,
storytelling.
that is more depth. So
And I have Hollywood
we're looking
stars, and I have Hollywood stars in this movie.
great. We are looking forward to it, and it's unique because what you are trying to what I'm hearing you say, you don't want one bad apple to spoil the whole lot.
That's right.
That's right. So that's very good. So we look forward to that movie. And since you're going to be in it, and we see you in more depth, in more, more character, more of what I think you can do. So moving on, my next question is: I don't see you in a lot of social gathering in Nigeria, or maybe attending one of the premieres or one of those social parties. Is there any reason for that or celebration?
I
Because we
naturally,
don't see Emeka Ike.
I naturally don't like the crowd. I naturally don't. I'm crowd phobic,
Mm,
kind of one, and then two.
right.
I see people a lot every time I go out, and it becomes too much for me to handle. So I love to run into my closure, stay there. You invite me for a
Right.
program, I view it like this, turn it around, turn it the other way, turn it this way. Then if I think it's worth it, then I'll go. I'm not just that
Do
actor you
it.
will get, hey, come on, let's all go hang out. Excuse me.
So that's what I don't know if you heard what I said the last time that the girls, your peers like the Rita Dominic, Uche Jumbo, Kate Henshaw, and Stephanie Okereke, they seem to have come together and taken what the fame gave to them and always supporting one another. I don't see that with you guys. Is there any reason? We love to see you guys. Like, we love to see you people happy and succeed.
Well, I don't know about that. I can only just say, well, they were brave to do what they did. They were brave to, I mean, it was very nice to have them come together to do that. And I think if we can come together as guys, it also be good.
Yeah.
But I think as a man, you want to do your stuff. You want to just roll as a man. So Ramsey want to roll by himself. Emeka want to roll by himself. Jimmy want to roll by himself. So I think it's about
A
just
tree
being
does
happy.
not make a forest.
No, of course, as a producer, I don't need to be 10 before you produce a movie. Just a producer should be a name, just one name. So you just have actors, directors, and everybody. So you don't need a tree can be a forest there.
Because no, anyway, you get what I'm trying to say. Because you people have given us so much joy. We are so proud of what you have done. And I think a lot of the Caribbean, I think when I had Obiemelo, I did mention this to him as well. The Caribbean support Nollywood a lot.
I know that.
The A
I know
lot.
that.
And I always thought it would be a good idea to have a tour of the Caribbean with
That,
you guys. Some
that
of
would
you,
be okay.
both the old and new.
Yeah, yeah.
That would be great.
That way, we're not going to make any effect. If you're making a movie, you're making a movie. If you're having a movie jamboree, it's a movie jamboree. If you're talking about movie making, it's about a good script, a strong producer, a good director, good cast, equipment, locations, and everything. You know, you don't need to gather the whole industry to make a movie. You understand? It's just the
No, 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 not make a movie. What I'm trying to say, just have some of you guys visit some of those Caribbean countries for them to see you guys
oh, it'll be nice. It'll be
because
nice. It'll be nice if you put it
they
up.
they sup they support you guys a lot. It wouldn't be. I mean, I have some connection in the Bahamas, but I'm not going to suggest Bahamas because they will need a visa. Some of them may not be able to get visa, but Barbados, I think Nigeria is still visa free. You can have a tour. Let them see you guys. They support, they watch, they're happy because they are seeing story being told from African perspective.
Yeah, it's okay. If there's any organization, if any organization comes up with such, I think it'll be a welcome idea. At least with the journey, we can even have co-production, collaboration tendencies, and all that. So it will be very nice to have it come on. But you're not going to expect me or Ramsey to put that up. People like you out there are the ones to put it up. And say, okay, you all come on and let's come on board and let's do this.
Oh, that would be great. And Emeka Ike, not just you're an actor, you are a business person, you are a father. How do you juggle all of this? I don't want to go into what they say about the social media
Forget the
because
social
I
media.
know,
Social media don't exist.
yes,
I'm a
they
strong
don't.
father.
So,
I'm a strong father.
yeah,
I love deep. I love my kids
good.
deep, and that's the main reason why they are dealing with me now. When they notice you love your children, it's gonna be the hooker. They're gonna use it to taunt you. So I love my kids. I love my family. So I will not let anything stand between me and my family. I always come home when I used to work in the other marriage. I always make sure I come home, spend 2 weeks, go for a month again, come back. I always make sure in between, maybe I have 4 movies at a stretch. After every 2 movie, I go home, because I want to be with my children. I want to be in their life. I just came back from Europe about 3 weeks ago, and I'm going back again next week just for Christmas to be with my kids, to make them feel me, daddy is here, make them happy, and then I come back again. So I always make time for family because when the job is over, family comes.
Yeah. I mean, I do feel for you guys with social media, especially now. I don't even know how what is going on with the AI, but I always tell people it's just better to ignore most of the things, focus on what you're doing as being the good actor, the father you are, the business person you are, because stories are always going to be told, you know, uh,
If you're not a topic,
sensational.
if you're not made a topic, if you're not talked about, you're not made a topic, you can't get to the top. So we're not really scared about those
Mm.
stories. Like I'm gonna let me just not say this, but somebody's been messing with me online. You know, there's this thing Nigerians do. Nigerians have become, they've allowed the social media to overwhelm them. And what we see lately is nuisance. Nuisance. Everything comes online. And it's not like that in Europe, UK where you are. It's not like that in Germany where I am. People, government regulate and make sure some things are not supposed to be seen. So a whole lot is going on social media, and I think it's about time we begin to think what to do to social media because even Meta by itself has said, TikTok said, no night, no more nights, no more nights live session for Nigerians. We have abused it.
I
So
saw that recently,
yeah, it's
but
we abuse everything. I think it's the poverty issue. If you're picking $10 anywhere, everybody rush down there to go and pick $10. Because there is poverty. So a whole lot going on in this country has to do with the level of poverty, and it's affecting the mindset for most of the people online. If they were in Europe, they'll be going for treatments. Honestly, plenty of them will be like they'll be calling them. They'll be going for psychiatric treatments, and you know it.
well, I cannot make, I'm not a psychiatric. So that's a job for the psychiatric to do, to assess people and make a decision. What I do know is there has to be a balance because there has to be freedom of speech. We cannot try for that because that's the only thing that is at least giving Nigerians a voice. I
No,
agree with
freedom of
you
speech must not be
that they
abused.
abuse.
Freedom of speech must not be abused. There's freedom of speech in Germany, but there are things you cannot put up legally. I mean, literally, you cannot just wake up and begin to talk about the government. You cannot just wake up and begin to talk about any individuals. You have to respect your neighbor. If
Oh
there's a
no, we call out
problem,
our
take it to the
government.
police, take them to the right authorities. Online is not where you report your issues. We must get these things right. And then the police has to also find a way to be more accessible to the people. So because I don't like what I see online. When you open online, like lately, I'm like, I want to go to Instagram. I'm like, no, 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 don't go there, don't go there. So there's something I'm telling me, don't go to Instagram, don't go right now because it's all a junk. It's a junkyard. Whatever happened in Edo State, in one backyard, you in UK, you're gonna know it, and that's spilling evil, rubbish about Nigeria. That's making people see us as unserious people, and the real elites in Nigeria are not involved in this because they are too busy with the things they do. They don't have time to go online and begin to make the mess. So we need to
Those who
cut.
are doing the writing, those who are doing the writing, not when you say elites,
Yeah,
elites.
a few
But anyway,
elites, a few elites, because if you read the comments online, you will discover that plenty of them are not properly sieved, not properly trained. You understand me? So they just come and they pick one line from somebody, pick another line, and that's it. And that's validation for them. Oh, I need my steez. I need my steez. Hello, steez has been there in the dictionary for years. Are you just discovering it because someone used it on Instagram? So we are literally being made like those of us responsible Nigerians are being abused by the things going on because this is not who we are. We know we are confident people. We know we are great people. We know we are resourceful people. So we don't come.
but having yeah,
We
but
don't come
having
up.
said that,
Yeah. Go
a
ahead.
lot of people now know, a lot of people now know that those who can, the court system is there. hang on. Yes, we know that what we have in Nigeria is that laws are not enforceable, but there are laws for those who can make it to court, be able to say, I do not agree for somebody to defame anybody, to put out something that is not true. That is totally wrong. But should there be transparency? There should be, because it's what makes a society move on. And accountability should, people should be held to accountable.
Low
So,
battery.
yeah. So, anyway, because we keep breaking up, we're going to just, you have been a wonderful, wonderful guest. I am looking forward to that movie of yours.
A Nation's War.
You are in,
The title is
yeah, you
A
are in,
Nation's War.
you and your peers, the Genevieve, Rita Dominic, Ramsey Noah, you are all our national treasure. You have given us so much. We are proud of you. And I wish you good luck. I'm going to be looking forward to that movie because I really want to see another dimension of you that I know Emeka Ike can do.
I can bet you're just in for the best show of your time because it's taken me years, it's taken me time to put this story together. And when I come,
Yeah.
I'm coming for Hollywood. I'm not coming for Nollywood.
Yeah, that's all. Before you go, did you ever try to pivot into Nollywood? Did you try that at all?
To pivot into what? Hollywood?
Nollywood, not yeah, Hollywood. Did you try anything
Oh
to?
yeah, I
Did
made
any
some
script
movie in
come?
Hollywood that year. When we played the movie 𝐲𝐸𝐿, it never came out. Me, 𝐲𝐸𝐿, Jimmy John Louis,
Right,
Tony,
it never
Tony,
came out.
Tony, Tony,
Mm,
Tony, another big name in Hollywood. So that
mm.
year I was in Hollywood. I was on Hollywood Walk of Fame, and people were in their classes, in the academic classes, and they saw Emeka Ike, and they all rushed out. Oh my God, Emeka Ike, what are you doing here? And then my friends were like, "Hey, nigga, you're a star." I said, "You better know that." So,
Because I said Genevieve was not happy. I saw one of her interviews. She said they were going to change the stories. That's why she didn't go into Nollywood. They were not going to tell our story. But that's a topic for another day. Nollywood is growing. There's a lot of the young ones who has people have laid the groundwork for. Um, it's the industry that employs the most,
but
gives a lot of job.
I think lately Hollywood has been eager to come to Nollywood than Nollywood wanting to go to Hollywood. You know,
Oh,
it's been a
that's
little bit
great.
of there's a bit of
Mm.
shift in Hollywood. I don't know what it is in American entertainment industry. Maybe the arrest of PDD. I don't know, but there's a drop, and you can see plenty of their celebrities trying to. Oh, I'm coming to Nigeria. I'm coming to Nigeria. I want to come to
Well, they
Nigeria.
say that no, they say that a lot. I want something, something substantive, not just say, with us in it, our story, not them
That's what
telling
you're
it the
about
way
to
they
see.
want to tell it.
That's what you're about to
Yeah.
see. You're about to see a nation's war.
Okay.
A nation's
All
war.
right.
Mark it down. Yeah.
Okay. I wish you good luck.
Thank you,
Thank
D.
you for coming to this show. And people, please follow the Unleashed, subscribe, watch, and thank you. You've been a wonderful guest, Emeka Ike.
Thank you, D.
We're going to have a repeat again when we
Yes,
do
we
it
should
in
because
person.
things have been
Yeah,
started off
this
by
is
this.
not.
Yes, we have to should have
Yes, we're
another.
going to do a repeat. Yeah,
All right.
in
All
person.
right.
All right.
All
Thank
right.
you for
Cheers.
coming.
Cheers. All right.
Bye.
Bye.